I will concede that for Beyond Gaming, a lot of the times I do not like their comp, and they still come out and out-execute their opponents anyway.
True. I mean, BYG, we talked recently, like having the number of PSG, it is a revenge matchup for PSG Talon here and a way to keep BYG from locking in playoffs here today. Remember that if BYG get this matchup, if they win this final game of the night, they will be our 5th team locked into playoffs. J-Team not even playing this week, and they've already locked in position number 4. So BYG want to join them up, as Frank Esports were denied earlier on as well. Welcome to the last game of the night. Here is Wako. Here's your surprise, and Kaiwing going to spot him out. Is it going to be a flash? Dredgeline on the edge, and the auto lands as well. Wako nowhere to go, and the lease in with first blood. Kaiwing, absolute world class.
Absolutely beautiful angling of that dredge line. He actually aimed it away from the wall so the hitbox wouldn't collide early, and manages to snag Wako, and that's first blood going over towards a Lee Sin as well. Wow, what an incredible play right there. You know, Lee Sin getting that extra 10 damage does make his ganks that much more deadly.
And also gives you a reason to not like BYG's comp, but actually have more of a reason, Clement, in the early game too, right?
Yeah.
You know, Zeri down as well against his Sivir lane. Now, no summoners were burnt from Wako, which is nice. But at the very least, the gold, as you said, going to the least is good as Shuriken flip from Minji landing early, but he's in the minion wave, takes a sizable trade. And Gory should have himself an opportunity to try and hit 2 here first as we notice that the ward's going to spot out PSG's jungler. Bury is on the red buff, now moving down to Raptor camp. So they know that this Lee Sin is not down towards bottom lane.
Yeah, both sides do know where the jungle starts are, so that just means I expect no lane ganks to really work out. We're going to have a bit of a farming start coming into this one. And talking about where the first real point of action can be, I feel like Beyond Gaming are actually very much on the back foot. None of these lanes are easy to gank.
Yeah.
Not a lot of crowd control to follow up here. So I feel like PSG, even just 3-6, has a lot more opportunities to go wherever they want to. And you also can get some sightings of Bury mechanics. I know you weren't a fan of his popping mechanics, but maybe he can wow you with Lee Sin.
Yeah, and you know what, Clement? Like, to be fair, you know, you remember last time we cast together in the PCS. I was complimenting Bury because I'm like, you know, I feel like this guy doesn't get too much credit. And to be fair, he's such a supportive member when you look at the rest of the talent on PSG. But when he has a bad performance, it's so much easier to spot out because, you know, PSG, like, it has been about getting these new parts to work together. Kind of like they had to do with Juhan and Bay. Remember that Juhan and Bay at the start of the spring split were not great either, Clement. They had to work it in as we get a jungle v jungle matchup, but Kaiwing's already moved around. The level 2 Nautilus here to help out. While Minji can't do too much with Gory having the level advantage, Smite goes down and it's over to Bury, who takes the rest of the camp too. Husha has to walk away in defeat, and Bury gets to walk away across mid. Set up for the topside scuttle as well.
Ooh, and PSG are sending support up towards the top side, like you mentioned, still angling for the double scuttle play as we have Unified coming back with an extra buy here. So a lot of smart plays being done. I'm not sure the Trundle can walk into this river and just chomp down on this scuttle. This is going to be rather risky. You have Kaiwing around here, still looking for that gank.
So patient. He's so patient indeed. I think Minji, did he get vision of him in the end? Yeah, they did. So
yeah.
Pinged out as he roams back down. And because Husha's now down here, he'll be able to get the bottom side scuttle. So early roaming from Kino too as he attaches himself to this jungler, while both 80 carries are just by themselves in the lane at 4 minutes for a little bit.
Yeah, still I think a little bit more of a small win for Unified here as he does get the extra back. Already has the cull ticking for him. And as we expected, not a lot you can do in this lane. I just feel like Akali, a very weak laner. We have seen this from Minji. He loves to play this champion, and it was a must ban in spring. However, you still can't do anything in lane here. And in this comp, I'm just not sure how they're going to get their skirmishes to start. They just don't have hard crop control.
Well, maybe it's just going to come down to pure lane mechanics.
Well, Minji could hit level 6 here.
Walking through, look, Lee Sin here to help though, safeguard! What a bait! We were questioning the 2v2 through mid, and Bury and Gory shut us up.
Well, too easy, says Gory here, as he gets a little bit of help coming in from Bury, and they're able to just stun Minji as he goes for the shuriken flip there. Instant kill, and we have a very fed Lee Sin on our hands. This is tremendous kill threat coming in from Bury.
Look at this, Clement. Such a good play.
Oh, he flashed into that one.
Oh, no.
Unfortunate with the angle. It actually still could have worked right there, and if he hit level 6, he was out. So,
yeah,
I think Gory just outplayed him almost by himself in that situation.
And look at the lane. Like, it was already going bad enough with what you were saying about the matchup. A 10 CS lead with now double amplifying tome. As you said, Burr in a great position as Husha has to burn the smite here on top of Raptors. But there is a level lead between junglers as Minji tries to walk down with level 6 now acquired. Bury deep, but with the Sonic Wave, he's out. Gory stealing and flashing. Gory! Okay, sir. Maybe feeling it from the last play.
Well, you got to get him Raptors. I think that's the only explanation I have right there. It's, yeah, definitely a bit of an overreach right there. I'm not so sure about that one, like what the thought process there was. Minji, even holds on to his ultimate, so that does give Beyond Gaming a chance to go back and visit that lane.
Already has his though as well. So without flash, maybe there's a chance here as Bury still has his flash, and off the back of this dragon too. But we're getting close towards getting that level 6. Half an EXP bar to go as we're back towards looking at mid. Look at Minji with the ultimate. About to be burned by Gory. One more execution, and he gets it. All right, who needs flash when you can style on the Akali with the Akali ultimate? Meanwhile, on the top side, Lakai with an ulti down. An opportunity for Beyond with a great pillar placement, and Hanabi has no flash to get out of this one. Helps deal with the minion wave to buy time, but Beyond Gaming finally on the board.
Alright, so at least Beyond Gaming get a bit of a win condition here. I can start to see where they might be going with this one. Beyond Gaming trying to look for a split pusher on the side of Leakai, get PSG to react to that pushing lane, and maybe you can find your picks with Akali somewhere else. I think that's the general idea of this composition. Still not out of the woods yet just because of how far behind they are in the lane. We're going to watch this one again. Minji loses the bone plating early on. Still gets tagged by the Petricite first here. And I feel like he's just a little bit too confident in this one. He still walks up the Gory, takes the Q, actually both procs there, and just falls down afterwards.
Look at the top side play as well. And pretty standard here, Clement Lakai with just a nicely timed ulti and Beyond bringing their jungle up. We come back to live though, and look at where Bury is. Surprise, surprise, with Gory, who I might say is having a pretty good laning phase. It helps when your jungler's ahead, Clement, but Gory was one of the worst laners in the LPL by far on FPX. He's done a lot better on the PCS, and this game is also proof in the pudding.
I know this is not a logical statement, but I wish that it had nothing to do with the relative strength of the lanes. I just want to but yeah, I feel like Gory has we have seen him actually being beaten in lane by Mission and some of our other top mid laners here. But overall, just against Minji and stuff like that, perfectly fine. 3v3 now.
Yeah, Bury's in here with a 3v3. It's in their favor as Gory gets low. Minji jumps on in, takes him down. It's great, but Husha's still living on as he flashes over the wall. Minji helps get the Yumi out as well. And Bury can't get the flash on in as Wako flashes over the wall. Bury has to flash as well, and Unified burns the hill to save him. Beyond Gaming's aggression comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, big find right there. Minji plus Yumi able to get into the back line and snipe out Gory. They know he doesn't have flash, so they target him right off the bat there. And that's a huge comeback because there was a shutdown gold involved in that one. A little bit unfortunate they weren't able to snipe out Bury, but they also get his flash there. So, I always say this about Beyond Gaming compositions. I look at the draft and I kind of shake my head, and then they start getting kills on the Akali, and I'm like, okay, I guess it works.
Yeah, Minji with 0 and 2. Now with the kill, maybe a bit more believable here for the mid laner. And it was a perfect pickoff off of Gory and CS that he was able to catch up. But having said that, looks like there was a pretty large wave towards the mid lane. So we're still at around the 10, maybe 15 CS mark, depending on how much he gets. At the very least, PSG, their gold lead that was there by about 1,000 and a bit, has now shrunk. And Beyond Gaming, as you said, have crucial kills on crucial members. As we look back towards mid, Minji with a good shuriken flip, but Clement, I'm now more curious as to what happens towards, this next dragon coming up and the herald that Bury still hasn't placed down.
Yeah, I definitely think he's going to hold that for a fork. Most likely try to keep the Akali mid lane, so just drop it there and move towards the second Drake that's coming up. We're going to have a mountain here. I think the play is fairly self-explanatory, so I don't expect too much resistance for Beyond Gaming. I think Beyond Gaming can let the objective go, but the most important part for them is finding picks as PSG are about to go back to their own lanes. This is the Beyond Gaming special. Sometimes they won't hard contest an objective, they just want the better positioning to close out on kills afterwards.
That's true, especially with an Akali. Maybe gives us a bit more of an insight as Bury moves towards the bottom lane in the meantime. 45 seconds on Dragon as Kaiwing just stands there, threatens. Husha now here as well, and look, mid laners aren't involved for the time being, so as we get a bit of bouncing from Unified, at the very least, Beyond Gaming are trying to play for the bait, but that ward going to spot out Husha as Bury moves back towards mid.
Yeah, an interesting move here by Beyond Gaming. They're trying to draw Bury back into the bottom lane by just hard shoving here, but Husha has to be careful walking through this area as we have to pay close attention to Silas that does have priority so far in the mid. So could potentially be pincered right here. Beyond Gaming slowly moving over. And I feel like Bury actually hesitated a little bit. I don't feel like the play was to drop bottom anyway. I feel like you should try to get the Herald down now that the Drake is live. Try to place it. It looks like they're still going to go for bot this time, I guess.
I mean, maybe the hesitancy comes through the fact that Hanabi doesn't have TP, but Lakai does. Worth mentioning with the second Dragon there as well, as we get the ulti, the Lost Chapter out of Wako, trying to find the pick off Unified. Was abandoned. Kaiwing coming in late, but is the Ignite going to tick over? No. 320 gold dropped on down. Unified lucky to be alive, but in front of Dragon, that health bar means something. As, wait, are we doing this mid again? Gory has flashes. Last part of the perfect execution gets close, but Minji still has his last proc, and mid lane continues to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, really weird move coming in for Unified. I'm not sure why he was staying behind, but Beyond Gaming picks up the freebie. The Herald was, in essence, somewhat wasted right there. They didn't manage to pull off a fork, and then you had Wako staying in lane picking up extra waves. Big win by Beyond Gaming. I just feel like that was Unified with a communication mistake of sorts. Let's see if Bury can find Minji here.
But Bury doesn't have flash available, so waiting in that 10-second. Hoosh is here for the counter gank. Abscond, abduct under turret, he has to flash. Gory, it started so well, but Clement, PSG, this has just been opposite of clean.
Yeah, very messy. I would guess you could call it a pillar of filth.
Nice. Very nice.
A little bit unfortunate on the execution right there, and I just feel like PSG kind of squandering away some opportunities here. And this is actually quite critical because you're letting Beyond Gaming snowball this into a early mythic coming in from the Zeri, and you have that Yuumi starting to leave lane earlier. That can mean the skirmishes are a lot more dicey in the mid lane. Let's see if they can win this one as the Yuumi is heading there.
Kaiwing constantly roaming. I mean, Kaiwing has been here since level 2. The fact that Minji's been able to survive the majority still shows testament here to the mid lane, and there's been a focus for Beyond Gaming in this split. Behind CS, but that kill before means that he's been able to survive the lane a little bit closer. Clement, this early game has confused me, but as we start getting out of lanes, I want to point out there's an item advantage now here for PSG, who were able to pick up more turret plates. Everfrost, Bury's got his item, Hanabi too. So it feels like right now there is an advantage. If we get a mid lane 1v1, Gory with his gone ducked out. Look at Minji with flash ulti available, even with Bury coming in. Minji dodges away, goes to the side, jumps in, and he's dead. In an instant, Subjugate's stolen as well, so Gory's now taking up as the Sonic Wave resonating strike turns into a double. What a response here from the mid jungle 2v2. Gory with a triple kill. As Clement, the Kai might be going mega now, but there could be a Penta on the cards if Kaiwing pulls him in. Unfortunately doesn't. Triple will be enough though to restore confidence to PSG.
Oh, Beyond Gaming hard commit to that one. Way overzealous We saw sort of the Lee syndrome coming in from Minji. He goes in, but there's a Nautilus right there. So Kaiwing able to block out the majority of the crowd control coming in. Gory turns around with the Kingslayer, gets himself a triple kill. And in the meantime, Beyond Gaming also over-rotated. You saw the top lane and AD ending up in the mid lane. So massive loss here by Beyond Gaming. I just feel like they were trying to go for such a sliver of chance on that play, and it just didn't end up working out. Let's watch this. Minji goes in, instantly gets kicked away, interrupts the ultimate coming in. Great play by Bury, and even gets the Sonic Wave in the mid-air to finish off that kill. Beautiful stuff by him. This is by far, I think, Bury's strongest early.
Yeah, it is. Even though we saw hesitation a little bit before, like we're rounding back to what we've seen so far from him in this game, which is playing so well in some of these chokes, some of these crucial holds. Bury and Gory working well together as well. 6 out of 6 kill participation for that mid laner, who just picked up a triple kill and 6 stacks on the Dark Seal. And now we kind of have to look at the gold lead again, because PSG all of a sudden almost up 4,000 gold after one single play where Clement, they showed some of the weaknesses in their composition. We talked a lot about the situational engage. When you don't have the right reliability or the Gnar in the mix, like, look at all the counter punches that PSG can provide.
The engage was so slow. If they could have locked Gory down a little bit sooner, that would have been a situation where Minji would have been able to reset. He still had his flash. He could have gone out, looked for more fights. And that's why I was really just not sold on the Gnar or the Trundle. I don't feel like they had the elements that you want for burst damage. That's what you have to play with if you're going with the Akali assassination. You need instant crowd control to give you favorable trades going down range. I just feel like this comp was, it's very difficult to execute. It's exactly what Beyond Gaming likes to draft, but sometimes it does come and bite them from the behind.
Yeah, it does. Look, at least the Kai's doing well. You know, he's going to get this turret up in the top side, matching here for PSG. The Gnar probably the strongest on the field, as you could also say Wako not in a bad position, but hey, look, Gory is now joining in to try and punch down Lakai, but doesn't actually use the perfect execution while Lakai backs away. So right now we're waiting for the Dragon to come through, which is going to be in 10 seconds. PSG with so much power here, and Beyond Gaming aren't even testing the area.
I also want to point out Akali is the only non-support without a mythic at this point. So
yeah.
Things have definitely not been going all that well. PSG are able to take this one while still defending around, not defending, excuse me, still holding on to the top side of the map. Second Herald already taken by Beyond Gaming in the meantime. I think they're just going to have to drop this mid lane, try to open up some more assassination routes right here. I think they're too far away from the bot lane tower at this point to really make use of it. So we have to pay pretty close attention to Husha and that timer. I'm not going to lie, we have seen some people just fail to drop heralds here. So
yeah,
they have to keep that timer there. I just expect it to go mid.
Open up mid lane turret, it means that some of that vision on the top side can expand for Lakai, who's being able to split push quite nicely. 20 CS lead up against Hanabi, which a lot of people would expect, but I'm not really paying too much attention to that now. Again, situational engage, as Clement said. Part of it is that Gnar, and how right now are you going to be able to save your carries from this Silas, because Gory is on the way towards the second item. Beatish Codex already picked up. Cosmic Drive, something we've seen quite a lot. Shadow Flame as well. But as we look towards bot, I might pause because Minji is going to get the all-in off of Hanabi. Glacier Prison used the buy time, but the pillar just zones him out and he gets shredded through. So Husha picking up his second kill while Hanabi is the focus.
Yeah, beautiful stuff right there. That's always the problem with Sejuani. And I do want to say that Trundle has been the traditional kryptonite to Flash Wolf team compositions, because these are teams that typically only run one tank in the front line. They're very susceptible to just having their tank stats stolen and then the rest of the composition rolled down. So maybe Beyond Gaming are taking a page back from the old history of Flash Wolves, which PSG on a large part did inherit.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like this, not the remnant, what do you call it? You know, when
the
they
successor,
emanate.
I think, spiritually.
Yeah. No. Perfectly said. Hey, Herald gets mid charge, but doesn't get mid turret. So You know, Second Herald, never too much of a fan of it. But I will be a fan of if we see BYG try and contest with this next dragon. Because as we get to a pause, Mr. Chu will have to wait and see. You know what the problem is? Carly's not working out.
Nope.
So we're going to have to find out what's happening there. We'll just wait and see.
I think that they have to target someone other than Sivir in this one. Sivir's a little bit too protected. Nautilus is going to stand by her the entire fight. So whenever Akali goes over, it's just instant auto attack. They're going to tag Minji to the floor. I almost feel like they need to take down Bury first. Bury has that big takedown gold on him. He's relatively, you know, even with the Gore Drinker speaking, relatively easier to take down compared to the Sivir in the back line, especially with the Spell Shield right there. So I think that's probably going to be the angle. We're going to have to see the Akali plus the Yuumi combo coming in.
I've just been told my ear, though, BYG have got a technical issue. Thank you to our producer. So we're just going to wait and see if that gets resolved. In the meantime, you know, as you were saying, you know, Bury holding a lot of gold. The opportunity to punish Lee Sin, especially as we go on in. But I think we're going on in. Yes, we are. Technical issue resolved, which is good. Which means we get back to this one. So Bury with takedown gold. Also note that Gory, about 350 worth here for the bounty. As BYG move up to the top side, it's Baron o'clock at the very least to threaten and clear out some of this vision. And Clement, I always like looking at fast Barons, but I feel like for both teams, we're not exclaiming that it's going to be the quickest Barons we've ever seen, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. You know, Pepperoni Pizza doesn't do great against Void Monsters, so we're going to have to save it for later there. Oh, actually, this isn't the pizza one. Pizza, it still looks like Pepperoni Pizza.
It's I think it's Hextech Sivir, isn't it?
My bad.
No, but yeah. I mean, it doesn't look like a pizza at all, but hey, you know, maybe you haven't had a pizza in a while from it. Yeah. So I know what you're going to get after the game. I will say that, you know, Sejuani does probably do a lot more damage than someone like Nah, let's be real. Sejuani has pretty surprising Baron take, but again, as you were going along the lines of irrelevant at this point, more important about the Dragons coming in minute 45, more important about the vision setup here as well, because Kaiwing has just been looking every opportunity he could get. And as PSG continue to try and choke out vision, Clement, we talked about this, not even in the first 6 levels, but all game long. Look at the pick potential and the engage. As Hoosh is going to walk into a brush, here's one part. Kaiwing's coming up, flash depth charge. There's another. Here's a third part. Thrown into the air. Hoosha takes everything, but eventually dies. The situational gauge from BYG won't be enough as Lakai is by himself. Wako is free hitting, but it won't matter. Gory runs forward. A good old shock laser, but Wako still can't carry the fight unless he gets enough time. As he runs forward, PSG to turn it onto a whim. It's going to require a turnaround. Good poke again, but PSG got the pick on the jungler, and Husha gets absolutely smashed.
Yeah, and this is PSG playing so incredibly smart. If you look at their front line, they have a lot of armor right now. The Zanya's already done, and then you have Navi with the armor stacking as well. So, like, once Husha's ultimate goes down, Zeri can't really deal damage to them. Like, this is, you have to wait until Zeri 3 or 4 items, I would say, before this is really a threat. Husha walks in, finds Gory himself, unfortunately has to use the King's Tribute going in, the Subjugate going in onto Gory in the front line. And what a beautiful 1, 2, 3 punch coming in from the front right there. Sejuani, Hanabi, I would say, missed a beat right there. Probably could have killed the guy on that one, but
probably. Here we go again. Okay, Gory stolen away, perfect execution, good stopwatch, but he's going to be in the middle of everyone. Gets out with the final punch himself, and for PSG clearing out this wave right before Dragon, doing quite a bit of damage, but remember, this team has a Yuumi.
Yeah, good sustain here. We saw Wako starting to hurt with that poke, so if he can find the back line, no, PSG know what the gig is up, and they just move the front line right in front in mid lane. Really smart play here. They even keep the tempo alive by just being so close to the Baron here. So Beyond Gaming, no chance for a rush, and they still need to deal with wave clear.
And remember that engage, not available. Lakai is not Mega Narc. Kaiwing is the one with the dredge line as the pillar goes up to Unified. On the hunt's going to be popped, and the cooldown reduction now comes flying as he doesn't even get the Mega Narc, Clement. Again, Hanabi misses the ult, but doesn't really matter. Let's be real. Might be lagging a bit here as Wacko runs for his life, but PSG on the hunt because Beyond Gaming, no, he's the only one left. Chasing it up. BYG absolutely routed.
Beautiful stuff just coming in. I think this is the problem with Beyond Gaming is they're trying to play a kite comp against a Sivir, a Sejuani, and a Nautilus. I don't think you can kite even just a Nautilus. So I just feel like the draft really put Beyond Gaming in such a difficult position. I really think they needed the Sejuani on their blue side for the 5 pick. It would give them some chances to spring an ambush here. But look at how they have to play this. They have to wait for PSG to commit, and PSG don't miss. They go in, they finish the fight. The Mega Gnar, not really all that useful here. Unified is improperly fed. Minji just gets absolutely just busted by Unified. And this is Wacko trying to put on his dancing shoes here. Didn't work out very well.
No, it did not. PSG, I mean, I have to put it towards Kaiwing, towards Gory, you know, and to Bury this game. Having such a clean performance. And it's really nice to see mid-jungle stepping up to this level. As why did we get 2 different damage graphs? Which one's real, Clement? Because they're different values. Which one's real?
I feel like this one's probably real. They probably corrected themselves. You can see the problem with Beyond Gaming. They try to get it engaged and get 0 damage. Look at how long Hanabi's alive.
Yeah, and they just used everything. Now Kaiwing jumps on in. Death charge in the backline. Look at Wacko, though. Gory, though, with the stolen Gnar ulti. Better than what Lakai's pulled out as Unified. Is a Sivir with ricochets galore, man. This is why Sivir's so OP. As guys, how many Pentas do we want to look to steal today? It's only a double in the end for Unified, but it's a strong double from the AD carry of PSG.
Oh, you knew things were going to go sideways once Hanabi was able to take that entire rotation and still stay alive until Gory finishes the TP to clean everything up. Great stuff from Bury going into the backline, getting the snipe down, and then you had, Bury getting the snipe down, and then Gory charging in on the front. We'll watch that again. Look at Hanabi. He knows what's going up. He even gets tagged by the Trundle Subjugate, and he still stays alive for multiple ultimates being thrown here by Beyond Gaming. Gory's able to come in and just finish up, and you knew things were kind of getting out of hand at this point. It's not enough firepower on the side of Beyond Gaming.
Green jungler and Lee Sin, Clement. I just think it always kind of works out one way or another.
Yep.
Cleared a great example of that. And let's be real, Kanavi as well, one of the best Lee Sins. You look at bot flash from Kaiwing. Lakai gets out with a hop, but who cares at this point? PSG are 11,000 gold ahead. And Clement, this time you can be happy because for Beyond Gaming, the composition has shown us everything we need to know about their struggles this game.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I called it in draft. 4 and 5 from blue side, really suspect. I will say though, Beyond Gaming did have a comeback game that feels a little bit similar. They were much closer in gold in that one. But I'm just saying, has happened before. You know, you're always just one big mistake away from a turnaround. So I think it has to happen from the front line though.
But the problem is, as Gory comes in, are you even going to get the chance for this game to go on? Because even as it's a 5v5, PSG looking confident, stepping up for the pick, but backing away to make it safe. Who shot a pick off the back end? Excuse me, as PSG just have themselves a Dragon Soul to take, maybe a Baron in 2 minutes 32. And a game to look to end and deny BYG from locking in playoffs. Minji with a close call, but Unified gets away in the end. I'm not even sure if you take that.
Down, but, you know,
I'm not even sure if you would have lived there, Clement, to be quite honest. Even as an Akali.
That's very true. You probably would not have, looking at the items here. So, I'm trying to think about how Beyond Gaming can take this fight, because this is late game Sivir Online already. The Ricochet is going to kill the entire team coming in from Beyond Gaming. So, they have to deal with the Sivir first in this instant, but also kind of avoid Gory. So, try to think how they're going to do this one.
Clement, you know why it makes it hard? Because Sivir now has a Cloud Soul. And with new Sivir, the fact that you can refresh your ulti with takedowns, right? You press your ultimate, and you are going to be sprinting at them. Now, remember that Yuseva isn't giving her allies that initial movement speed burst, but that doesn't matter anymore because Cloud Soul is.
They're going to have to run down what they wanted. So, PSG, as long as they stick together, I don't think there's any way they can actually lose this game. We are going to see Beyond Gaming try to put up a valiant fight, but I think that's the most they can get, a valiant fight. The flank is incoming, though.
It's so deep. It's so deep, and it's going to be met by Gory as wards galore surround. As Minji now going to get spotted out. I mean, PSG look for him first. Shuriken flip over the wall, and there you go. Flank is done. While look at the ricochets. Healing comes through from Kino, which is great, but that forces them off the turret. While now we're going for Minji. Gory stealing away the perfect execution. And the final blow to be laid bare. He jumps into the base, threatens them off, and PSG have given nothing over. No significant damage. No sign of stopping in their tracks.
Yeah, way too easy to defend on that one. They try to pull Gory into a trap, get him into a 2v1, but Gory's too smart for that. He turns back at the exact right moment. And I feel like there's just so many ways that PSG could play for this one. It looks like they're going to go safe and pick up the second Baron of the game. Beyond Gaming actually have to look for potential TPs into their own base at this point. As you can see, double pinks being thrown into the bottom side. So very slim chance of them even trying to contest this one.
Look, Clement, you know, we're just trying to give BYG something, but I don't know, with PSG being, you know, one of our best team fighting teams that we know that they're not super fast, they're quite controlled in how they close the game out. We know that for BYG, it's going to require more than a miracle at this point. Baron, Cloud Soul. All right, 3 minutes for this game to end with that Baron buff. This TP's using top by Hanabi, and they're just going to run it down mid with double inhibitor still open and putting pressure on BYG's base.
Yeah, you see Hanabi going top. I think he's going to hold the wave a little bit. Just wait for the rest of the members to catch up here. Shouldn't be trying to full push this. The best idea here is still to push mid wave in and actually converge on top. They could take the inhibitor here and then converge on top as well. But you know, either way, it's going to be more of a topside play. We want the waves to hit at the same time. Indeed, Hanabi able to preserve the wave with the Baron buff. And this is Beyond Gaming's last stand.
Bounces infinitely now, as long as it gets to 8 bounces. Like, I just can't believe it. Unified helping with the turret top side, while Beyond Gaming now getting threatened. Next turret getting hit as well. Nice from Kaiwing as Minji's about to go Meganar, but will they let him? As he's short to evolve, excuse me, not Minji with Meganar. I saw the energy bar and thought, okay, but that's Lakai, of course. And Minji has to walk back to base. Next turret going to be threatened. The ricochets continue to be a pain. Unified steps up, Kaiwing and Hanabi threatening here, as this is so clean. Lakai goes to Meganar, but Gory steals the Meganar and does it better. The mid-jungle this game has sold me. PSG looking red hot here as they deny BYG from advancing, from getting into playoffs. Yes, it's a nice Meganar, but this game was in the toilet about 20 minutes ago.
16,000 gold at the end there. PSG